I'm going to talk about urine. That's right, I'm going to talk about urine. Listen to me carefully. This is a legitimate, true story, and people ask me. Let's face it, when people have to go, they go. What do? They go, they release, and they flush it goodbye. But for dogs, it's a whole different ballgame, folks. Your dog finds urine, their own and other dogs, absolutely fascinating. You've heard this nowhere else. In fact, they like to show it off and brag about their urine. It's like they're proud of their pee. Listen to me carefully before you say this guy's nuts. Let's look at it from the dog's point of view. Every single drop of urine tells your dog everything he needs to know about the other dogs living in your hood. The pheromones reveal the sex, the age, the health, even the food that other dogs in the area are eating. So by the way, it's like your dog's calling card. It's the internet. It's Instagram. It's Facebook. It's X. It's Googling for your dogs. And dogs can decode all that information. And the reason they can decode all that information, I teased it before, they have what's called a Jacobson organ. And it's actually called nasal turbinates, and it actually gives them the opportunity to differentiate odors. Prime example for my Italian listeners out there. If I walk into your house on a Sunday and you're cooking sauce or gravy, whatever you want to call it, guys, don't come after me. I smell the sauce that you're cooking. Yet, a dog smells the garlic, the oregano, everything individually that goes into that cooking. I talk about this and I briefly mentioned it, but my specialty, besides basic training, search and rescue, is teaching dogs to sniff out drugs and teaching dogs to sniff out bombs. And being able to, and I actually was talking to my producer before, and we were talking about the concept of different animals being able to detect diseases. Now, I believe going back to 1977, 78, I actually worked with the first dog trained to determine when a woman was about to have an epileptic attack. And the reason for that is, in the past, when she had an attack, people thought she was a junkie or she was an alcoholic and she would pass out in the street. Well, we trained the dog who was able to detect the difference in her body chemistry, and the dog would react. And if she did pass out or did fall asleep or did have a seizure, the dog would stand over her with a vest explaining what needed to be done. Incredible. Dog sense of smell is absolutely amazing. So, the next time you see your dog sniffing another dog's urine, don't be overly concerned. I know it's not the most sanitary thing to do, but there's a reason. There's a reason your dog is doing it. I told you, it's like the internet for a Fido or Fluffy. It tells them everything they need to. By the way, people also, on that same question, people ask me about male dogs and female dogs. Guy was concerned because his female dog lifted her leg, And I explained to him that it's not uncommon for a female dog to lift their leg. As a matter of fact, when a dog is marking with their urine and saying, "This is my turf, stay away," they don't put up a sign that says posted. In fact, the higher your dog kicks, hear me out on this one, the next time you take your dog out for a walk, whether you take him to a fire hydrant, which, by the way, a fire hydrant is like Las Vegas for your dog. Everything is there. But if you think about it, next time you walk your dog, watch how high he kicks. The higher he kicks to pee, the more dominant your dog may be. It's the high kicker that wins the round. So there's a lot behind it. And I know it may sound like, oh, come Warren's talking about urine, but it's real important as a behaviorist and even as a pet guardian to understand why their dogs behave a certain way. So many dogs get in trouble because people think the dog's doing this and it's disgusting, the dog's doing that. But sometimes you just have to get rid of this human ego and say, let me look at it from my dog's point of view. He's not reading the paper. He's reading the urine and it's telling everything he needs to know.